Okay, well, our next game, we're going to be jumping into a game immediately here, is going to be Miniraser against Harstem. Two teammates now going head-to-head. A little bit unfortunate to meet at this stage of the tournament.
Both of which qualified for WCS Challenger recently.
That's right. So two Challenger League players here going head-to-head to see if they can move on. I think this may be around a 16 game. Is it? Did you see in the bracket then when you were looking?
Let me quickly check.
Just to verify, or is it round of 32 still?
Round of 32, yeah.
Okay, so still round of 32. We're about to break into the round of 16 after this game. And, well, one of these Fnatic players is going home. Will it be the Dutch or the Swedish player, though? Well, that's what we're about to find out.
And I have to say that in terms of online cups and qualifiers, this is the least downtime I've had for a long time.
Yeah, it's been pretty smooth, pretty fly.
Pretty good.
I'm quite ready for this because recently I think that Miniraser was in the Fnatic Academy for a long time.
Yeah, and then I think got promoted.
Recently got promoted into the main team. Recently, is a young player. He's 19 years old. If that counts as young, I see it as young because I'm getting older.
Yeah.
But I think young is like 15, 16, isn't it? So 19-year-old, he's maybe an average, well, slightly below average age player. Going against Harstem, who has been getting a lot of experience under his belt recently when it comes to international tournaments. Of course, he went to Taiwan for a little bit, played and lived there, and kind of learnt a little bit from Sase and just had a bit of a different experience to put under his belt. Is now back in Europe, and as you said, both players qualified for the Challenger League, which is happening very, very soon. The European WCS Challenger League.
I'm really looking forward to watching those games, gotta say. We will not be casting Challenger, we cast Premier in February. Challenger will be cast by the community. I believe Penguin and Maddles will be casting some, maybe some other people will be casting some as well. So it's going to be good, though. I'm really looking forward to that. The best of fives, I think it's like 4 best of fives a day when they're being broadcasted.
That's a lot, yeah. It's
so
good.
That's going to be some good StarCraft. All right, guys, let's jump into game number 1 between Harstem and Miniraser. As we have spawning down to the bottom left-hand corner here as our red Zerg, he is Miniraser. And up to the top right, we have our pink Protoss. He is Harstem. And the question is, Sean, is all last year, everyone was saying year of Harstem. Now,
is his year over?
Is it over? Because I keep seeing people posting it, and I'm like, wait a minute, it's 2014. What are you doing?
It depends on, you know, was it meant to be calendar months? Was it, you know, did it start in 2013 at the very beginning? Did it start halfway through? Does his year, because I remember it really coming out like halfway through last year. So does it not count for being 12 months from July, which means we're still in the second half of his year of Harstem? I'm not sure. I guess it really depends on his results, doesn't it?
Because it does.
If he continues to perform and continue to improve, then yes, maybe we are. If he doesn't, then I think it's 2014 and not his year.
Yeah, we should probably change it to the 12 months of Harstem, if that is the case. But you see, I mean, qualifying for Challenger, that's a step up. Did he qualify in the last year is my question.
I think he played once.
He did play once?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not often, because I think that he played in the first season of Challenger and then dropped out of it quite fast. And then that was the period where he was traveling. He was trying to get back in, but then he was in Asia and back and forth. So yeah, he only played once. Harstem has opened up in this game, by the way, with just a regular single gateway. And by the looks of it, just single gas. It is very unlikely to take a second gas now. So he's going to go ahead and just go 1 gas to a Nexus, and his second pylon is even down on the low ground, so he's really making sure that he, or not making sure, but he's already dedicated quite fully to going down there.
Yeah.
And he's going to be able to only defend it with the Mothership core for the time being. But of course, there's nothing coming out here early on from Miniraser, which for the current point, Harstem doesn't know anything about, but it is just a standard spawning pool over into the hatchery.
And I think for Miniraser, this shows a lot of respect to his opponent in terms of going for the spawning pool into hatchery on a map like this, where maybe there could have been some aggressive moves, but he's playing this pretty defensive. In fact,
it's 6 Zerglings that are coming out here, and they immediately go to the other side. For the point in this map, in this game, there's absolutely no reason why he would just shoot over there.
Exactly.
So the reason why he's doing this is because he obviously knows something about Harstem, whether it's that Harstem likes to throw that second pylon down on the low ground here, that he skips the Zealot potentially. Whatever the case, though, the reason for it we may not exactly know. But Harstem does have a Zealot and a Mothership Core.
Yeah.
So the 6 Zerglings won't do anything in this. I mean, there's nothing he can do. He can't stop the Nexus. He could try to kill the Zealot, but he wouldn't be able to because the Mothership Core is going to help out too, and immediately just pulls back. So those 6 Zerglings, obviously 1 or 2 sets of those could have been extra drones.
Exactly. It's something that you don't see too often, but at least now he's going to try and use them for a bit of map control, so that is the compensation that he will gain from this earlier commitment, and Harstem, nice little wall off at the front to establish his expansion, so
yeah.
Not too much that either player can do from this point on,
well,
but double gateway.
A double gateway, yeah, because he's still on only 1 gas, and he didn't take the gas immediately after expanding, and if he wanted to go maybe 1 gate tech, he either would have taken the double gases a lot earlier, or taken the 2nd gas immediately after the Nexus, but he didn't and threw down the gateways. There's absolutely a possibility here with a probe hidden down in the bottom left that he challenges a fast 3rd base that could be placed down here. Getting a cancel from that could be very nice.
But look at what Miniraser's up to. He's already got a 4th queen on the way, as well as a spine crawler.
Yeah, because he hasn't been able to scout the main base, has he?
Yeah.
So he doesn't know if it's still just 1 gas, which it has been for a lot of this game. So he doesn't know if there's a couple of extra gateways inside. So he's playing this out very safe. He's not rushing to take a 3rd. He knows Harstem does like these type of plays.
Nice. Well, he was attempting to scout out a pylon down to the bottom left-hand corner, but doesn't see it in the end. So that poor little Zergling just shy of where it is up on the high ground, and Harstem has gone undetected for now. He's getting a Stargate behind this, but again, Miniraser is so well set up to greet this.
Well, Harstem has no idea what the hell his opponent's doing. He hasn't taken a 3rd. It's 640 here. And the Zealot's going to poke forward and see that his opponent has played very defensive. A lot of queens down. He didn't see the spine, but with double evolution chains, he knows his opponent has really kept himself to himself in the bottom left corner. And Harstem's decided to go straight up to Stargate. With Double Forge, you don't really see Roach plays come from Double Forges in this matchup as much, because Double Forge is a lot of investment of money. And then you need quite a bit of money to build Roaches and maybe Hydras to defend against potential attacks. So he can maybe start to guess that this is Zergling heavy, but nice time warp, and he doesn't quite have enough energy for another one.
That one Zealot was leading the charge, maybe to try and block the queens from getting in there, but at the same time...
There's no units here to really help out. There's only queens.
And they move straight past that spine crawler. This is a really, really cool decision here from Harstem. Gets the surround on 1 queen, and now, as you mentioned, only queens to deal with 6 Zealots. That's sometimes difficult, very micro-intensive.
Yeah, these Zealots were ready to kill the 3rd, and then he just walked forward and, well, kind of pushed his way through. With 3 queens and all these Zerglings, he will eventually be able to clean this up.
Oh, wow. And the Mothership Core still poking a little bit further forwards there. Does clean up the majority of these Zealots. So for the Zerglings' life, pretty nice. Did deny a bit of mining time in the grand scheme of things, but because of all of that, Harstem feels comfortable to take his 3rd.
Absolutely. I mean, he slowed his opponent down a lot there, which obviously slows his income down a lot, which means he isn't able to lava inject all the time. He doesn't have quite the same amount of money that he should have. Harstem has decided to take a 3rd, which hasn't been spotted or scouted at all. And from this position, after dealing quite a bit of damage, Miniraser's got to, be a little bit careful. He spots the late additional gases with an Overlord here. And this either means that there's either a lot more gateways come down, or that a 3rd's been placed. With gases this late, I think that he may have guessed that this 3rd Nexus is down. Because it's kind of weird for extra gateways to be coming down now for a secondary attack.
Yeah, and the amount of Zealots that hit him at that particular moment in time is very, very leaning towards a lower gateway count. It was pretty late.
Is going to slow him down even further, though.
Oh, and he has no Spore Crawlers, actually. He eventually saw the Stargate, but it was a little bit later than he would have liked to have. And does dart on out of there. Thankfully, the Queen numbers are still pretty nice with the 4 across those 2 bases.
Miniraser's been denied a lot of information here. He tried to play defensive-ish, but then got, beat up a little bit, even though he was in a defensive state, delaying his 3rd. And he still doesn't know exactly about this 3rd base, but he's about to find out, and he can't do anything about it now. There's a lot of sentries, there's Zealots, there's cannon. The Mothership Core, I guess, is somewhere here close.
Now, one of the interesting things I'm seeing here is that we've seen a lot of Void Ray play in this matchup as of late, in Pro League and Code A and stuff like that. It really feels, aside from the melee upgrades, which I guess is looking to transition onto Ultralisk later on, that the Infestation Pit and the Queen numbers rising, he feels as if there's going to be a big Void Ray play out of his opponent. But right now, Harstem's not really doing that.
Yeah, I mean, he's only seen 1. He's not certain exactly what's coming. That's the problem with Miniraser. I think throughout the majority of this game, he really hasn't been able to see what Harstem's been doing. And that could, if he builds Infestors, you know, maybe slow him down a little bit. He is absolutely trying to go up towards Hive and Ultralisk, because that's where his strength lies, is in his Zergling upgrades, which also, you know, affect the Ultralisk. But the big problem is, which I think we'll see soon, is Harstem trying to scout out what his opponent's doing, probably with the Oracle inside the main base. And if he is able to spot the Hive, which he may even know is coming, with double evolution chambers like this, one of the best plays is to go into Ultralisk, as you said. There's absolutely a massive opportunity to hit a good timing.
Oh, yeah.
And that timing would be with that +2 attack. Maybe a little bit before it, because the Hive is all, you know, halfway through. But I think that he's just going to move out soon for a big attack. He slowed his opponent down. He was late anyway with his economy. Harstem knows it's very likely that we could be seeing this fast play. So he's going to move out. He's got a lot of gateways. And with a couple of high tempo warp teams going over to Archons as well, fantastic against Zerglings.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it was Zergling and Festa before Ultralisks come out, he's still got a very good army here.
Yeah, Harstem now just moving straight on forward, throwing down quite a lot of pylons here to go for this engagement, or at least allow his opponent to see it. But, I mean, right now, Harstem is up in terms of supply in comparison to Miniraser, who is actually supply blocked right now. No Overlords in production. This is really going to hurt him with this push coming up.
Yeah, this is a difficult position to be in for Miniraser here. Unless you get some really good fungals, but there's a lot of gateways to power this up. Charge is almost ready.
He's still supply blocked, and he's got 19 lava to spend in this situation. He needs every unit he can get to deal with this.
Well, he needs Ultralisk. Zerglings and Banelings and Infestors aren't good enough. He needs Ultralisk.
Yeah.
Which is why this is a natural timing here for Harstem to hit, is before his opponent has the unit he needs to defend it, which is the Ultralisks.
Few hallucinated Archons here. If Harstem just splits these units up, realizing that all his opponent has is Infestors, really, then he's going to be in a phenomenal position. This is the perfect timing.
He is waiting a little bit here. I think he's just going to wait for his +2 attack, but he is also given the opportunity for Ultralisk to come out.
Yeah.
And they do have decent upgrades, so Harstem does kind of need to move soon.
Oh, going to try and pop some of those sentries, but doesn't get the opportunity to chain Fungal, as one of those Infestors with a lot of energy did go down. Queens are going to be pivotal in this defense.
Yeah, Harstem, just in case he doesn't break his opponent now, he's got double Robo to build the Immortal soon, which he obviously knows is now coming, upon seeing the Ultralisk Cavern, the Hive, and everything on the natural.
And he does walk forwards. Once again, a really nice Fungal there. If he can chain it again, that would be very nice. But, ooh, seals in a lot of those Banelings. Around 8 Banelings in that Force Field Donut. And tries to land some Fungals from the top of this high ground. More Banelings going to swing on from the right-hand side, but a nice time. What will slow those down? A lot of the Zealot's been whittled down by those Fungals, and the Queens are also holding their own with the ability to transfuse.
These Archons are doing so much damage like that.
They really are. A lot of those Zerglings end up flooding through, though, and Harstem's lost quite a big chunk of his army, but a lot of Infestors died. He has bought time for the Ultralisks, but he needs things to complement those Ultralisks. There's still a lot of energy for those transfuses, but he's taking a lot of damage at that third base.
Well, the Ultras are out, but he's lost his Ultralisk Cavern. He's lost a lot of his economy, and even though it looks like Miniraser should be able to hold on from here, we have 3 Immortals being built.
Yeah, wow.
He can easily start to rebuild his army here. I wouldn't put any more of my money into trying to be aggressive if I was Harstem from this point. Go back, rebuild, add on some more Archons. Definitely more Archons because of the heavy Zerglings. You've got 3 Immortals, and just kind of rebuild. To be honest, he could even just go for a 4th base. I mean, there's nothing really to stop him from taking a 4th base at this point.
Exactly. It's like Immortal Zealot Archon against this composition is going to be phenomenal, especially since 1, he killed the Ultralisk Cavern, and 2, he killed off most of the Infestors. So there's no huge fungal potential right now for Miniraser to really mount some kind of huge counterattack, which is never going to be able to happen against this composition.
Yeah,
Harstem's, he's in perfect position.
Yeah, it's really difficult to counterattack when you really don't have that much. But what he will try to do is try to get to 3-3. He'll try to use Vipers and Infestors together for the ultimate combination of Fungal and then Blinding Cloud on top, which renders the majority, if not all, of Harstem's units useless. They're completely useless. They can't attack under the Blinding Cloud, and they're stuck there because of the fungal growth. But Harstem's now rebuilt his army, and this time it is strong. He can absolutely take a 4th base at this point, but he isn't looking to do so. He just wants to come in for the next strike, a new army. It's very, very strong, but maybe, with Fungals and Blinding Clouds, There is a chance, but it is a small chance.
He's moving in from pretty much 3 sides here, looking to harass this base, looking to poke the base down in the south as well, whilst positioning his army in the middle and using that warp prism to warp in a few units. He has a pylon there as well, but this is going to make it even easier to warp in the middle of the fight. There's really not that much firepower here for Miniraser. You have to be very, very careful. Fungals as well as Blind Cloud stealing his plan brilliantly. Does get a lot of those Immortals under that, but at the same time, all the Ultras have already melted anyway.
Yeah.
Harstem takes a huge supply advantage. GG for game number 1.
And Harstem, in game number 1 there, was in the driving seat for the majority of the game, just because of how it started up there, with a very slowly taken third base. And when you play a slowly taken third base, you're not meant to take damage. He still took damage as Zealots walked in. And from that position on, he fell behind the curve, fell behind the Ghost Zerg, I like to call. Just made that up on the spot. You know when you play a racing game, you do the time trials, and you got the ghost car, and you fall behind that ghost car where you should be.
Yeah.
He fell behind the ghost Zerg to where he should have been in that game.
It's a time attack.
And was never able to keep up to where he should have been. Therefore, Harstem was in the lead for the majority and was able to finish it off quite nicely. Neat and tidy.
I like that.
Yeah,
Very,
Ghost
very nice.
Zerg, just made that up. And there's also a variation of that, Ghost Terran and Ghost Protoss.
Oh, is there?
Maybe I'll give another example as the day goes on.
Thank you very much, Sean. Very much appreciated. All right, so we're going to get on to game number 2 here in just a little bit. And Harstem, I got to say, looked pretty darn good there.
Yeah.
But I also feel that Miniraser was like playing too defensively.
I think he was. You know, defensively is the main out there reason. Well, not really defensively, but very tightly tucked in.
Yeah.
But I think he was also. I think the real reason is he was playing inside his own mind a little bit too much. He was, you know, assuming a lot and playing, you know, this kind of what he can do and what he usually does, kind of that play style. I think that one of the easiest examples is, you know, the 6 zerging straight across the other side of that, any information on what's going on at all. So I think there was a lot of mind games that were in the start of that game, which Harstem, to be honest, I mean, wasn't really looking to play any. He was just doing his own thing and was able to cruise through. And Minirasers, well, I think that on Frost, it is difficult for a Zerg player, especially when you know, as the reactionary player, which he is meant to be in that case, as the Zerg player, and you know who you're playing against, and you have played probably a lot of games together and talk a lot of StarCraft, more so against each other. On Frost cross positions, you can't scout very early.
Yeah,
so it is very difficult, and that means sometimes you do get put in that mindset of, oh, he could use that against me. Oh, I best prepare in case of these things. But at the end of the day there, it wasn't that, was it?
I think especially against the Stargate opener, I mean, obviously there was the 3-gate pressure that was put on there by Harstem, but once a Stargate kind of gets landed down and, you know, your initial overlords get pushed away, how do you get in the main base to see what he's fully doing? It's very difficult.
That's one of the strengths of playing cross positions against the Zerg player. Terran players can do exactly the same. We've seen it in big, massive money tournaments where players have decided to use that to their advantage, whether it be Blue Flame Hellions, whether it be a massive gateway attack or hiding, you know, the Dark Shrine or something along those lines. It definitely is used a lot, and I think that it was used. It wasn't really utilized by Harstem, more so Miniraser having that thought in his head, letting it get to him a little bit. But the next map now is one of the new ladder maps.
Ooh. And it's the first time I think it's the first time I've cast on this map now.
I think so too. It was really introduced at the Red Bull Battlegrounds towards the end of last year, and we saw, you know, voted by you guys out there, one of the best games of the year, or not the best game, should I say, was the Scarlet Bomber game, and that's where I saw this map for the first time.
Likewise. I think I saw it like during the TL map competition thing. But aside from that, I mean, Scarlet versus Bomber is the game that really, really stands out almost to everyone here in the StarCraft scene. But now, guys, let's jump into game number 2. See who is going to advance on, as we have spawning up in the top right-hand corner as our pink Protoss. He is Harstem. And up in the top left, we have our Fnatic Zerg. He is Miniraser.
I like this map.
I do too. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
I like this map. I've played some decent games on it. I've played most of my games actually have been as Terran on this map. I have played this matchup a few times from Zerg, and maybe just 1 or 2 games from Protoss. I'm trying to divide my games across all 3 races. I don't get to play all the matchups all the time, but that will change as the time goes on here. So I'm now back playing and casting a lot. From a Zerg's perspective, you're always looking for pylons in the bottom left.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, all right, come on, that's usually where my third's going to be. It's down the bottom left. But what I've seen recently from quite a few different Zerg players is that they take the gold base as their third and indirectly putting a lot of pressure onto the Protoss player, because I think anybody can relate to this since gold bases have been in the game forever. When you see an opponent take an early-ish gold base, you kind of have this sense of feeling inside that's like, oh, he's gaining more money than he should be. And it's like, oh, I got to stop it. And I've seen a lot of streams from pro players where the Zerg would do it, and the Protoss, it's almost like a magnet, where they're like, I have to stop him, and go for a gateway attack. And I've seen the Zerg players just build a spine on the top of the ramp, get ready with Zerglings and Roaches, and stop it.
Yeah,
and
tough.
it's like something that's just very easy and simple, but it is dragged. I think Protoss players get dragged into a little bit a lot of the times here.
It really is hard to deal with. You're right. And as you rightly pointed out, you know, it's happened for a long, long time, all the way back to Metalopolis.
Yeah.
Really, really difficult.
One of the first couple of games of StarCraft I ever played with Terran versus Terrans, where they would go ahead and
fly
over. Then it would be a marine war where the opponent had a gold base. This here can still work, actually.
Yeah, Miniraser's not really reacting.
The second Overlord has decided to go to the other side of the map, and usually as a Zerg player, you send the first one over there and then the second one to check out. And he's going to try this anyway. I think that... Was it scouted, the probe there?
No, it wasn't. It didn't go in range of the hatchery. It was just shy out.
He's got two drones coming down, and you know this can still work. It's very late, but it absolutely still works here if you're not going to react until super late. And Harstem can wall himself in here. One more pile and he's in. And now he's got a successful cannon rush, while a Nexus is already finished on the other side.
This is pretty brutal.
This is very brutal, and this could be a swift 2-0 if this is not dealt with correctly. And Harstem with a cannon and already starting to build a wall off, a simple mistake. And I know a lot of people have seen the old tutorials and old videos that I used to make. Was always a second Overlord goes here, Claris.
Yes,
this
definitely.
Is one of the reasons why.
Yeah, I'm always scared of this when I'm playing Zerg. And
can he stop it though? He's got the Queen. He's building a lot of Zerglings. He's going to try to bring down, I imagine, the Queen from the main base. He's got to stop it.
He absolutely has to.
Well, a third cannon coming in to make sure that Harstem gets the hatchery.
Oh, he's going to have to go very, very soon to try and deal with this. And the Queens as well, Zerglings, are going to try and wrap around all of this. All of the Zerglings are going to focus on one of the cannons, and they're going to try and defend as best they can do. Even the probe trying to help out. One of the cannons goes down, but the second one will finish.
Yeah, the second one's going to finish. He doesn't have enough. For now, he doesn't. He may with more Lings coming in.
Should he have focused the pylon? With all of that damage.
Should have had a second Overlord there.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, Queen goes down, more Zerglings go down. It looks like with 8 Zerglings out and the Queen, he will be able to destroy it. But the thing is, if you look at the drone difference to probe difference, through having not building drones for the last few minutes and having only built Lings, he finally cleans it up. But Harstem has been chronoboosting his Nexus, is now sat at 31 probes to 20 drones. Has fully saturated. He's pulling all these drones!
Well, he's going to the third base, I guess.
Okay.
Calm down, Sean.
I was like, is he just going to give up? Is he just going to try to assault a wall that cannot be broken?
I guess this is one way to come back, right? If you are gonna play against this and you've not got that many drones, may as well make the most cost-efficient use out of them at the goal base.
Harstem from this position, I can only imagine, is seeing the round of 16 and can, I think, just go for an attack. He's chronoboosting the cyber core. He's got his +1 attack being researched in the main base, which has not been spotted yet. From this position, Harstem, if he throws down a lot of gateways now, moves out with a Mothership Core, Zealot, and Stalker, and then a Probe, pushes himself towards the Xel'Naga Tower, and that be his launch point, I think you could describe. Hold that with the Zealot, the Stalker, and Mothership Core from a couple of Zerglings. Now have a lot of extra gateways. I think that's probably where he'll go. And then just kind of launch your attack from there. He knows the gold base is going to be taken.
And I think Miniraser is reading this quite well. Considering that he's like, he's thrown down the Roach Warren before Evolution Chamber, so he's not looking for that mid-game Roach presence. In essence, he's looking to defend, because right now he feels that his opponent, well, I mean, Harstem's like a shark, right? He smells blood in the water, but Miniraser knows he's bleeding.
Yes, that's true. That's but what happens when the person that's on the surfboard that's bleeding, that knows a shark's coming?
What is this? What is this? Look. This shark is bold. Oh.
I think he's just doing whatever, man.
Okay.
8 roaches are coming to try to stop this. The drone count's very low because he knows he has to deal with this. It's 39. He has a spore crawler. I guess that kind of helps with the mothership core being there to time warp the ramps.
Yeah.
But still, this is +1 attack stalkers. Let's find out how the control is. There's no zergling speed because you've never had the opportunity to research that thing.
Ouch.
So it really is roaches, and just zealots and stalkers should be enough over time with a higher income to be able to stop this.
The engagement's going on, a good time warp. I thought that was going to be an offensive Photon overcharge and use the mothership core for the high ground vision, but
that would have been funny.
That would have been quite amusing, but he's just tearing through these roaches. They don't have clear reconstitution. Of course, they have the creep, which was a good compensatory move
here. But the queens being used to fight are not lava injecting, which means over time he will not have the lava to keep on fighting against the high gateway count here from Harstem, which is like 8 gateways, I think. And this is just a good style, I mean not good style, but a good finishing move from Harstem. Gains a massive lead. And you don't ever want to let your opponent catch up. You set up exactly what you're going to do. You execute it to the T.
Yeah.
And as we can see, that is what's happened. Good game. Harstem wins 2-0 and moves on to the round of 16.
Just go kill him. GG. Well done there by Harstem. As you said, the round of 16 is there for him. So actually, let's take a quick look and see who's going to be going up against.
Yeah, and then I think after that, we may take a couple of minutes break because we actually haven't stopped talking for 2 hours.
But that's fine.
But that's fine. But I do want to
have a drink, maybe?
I want to go to the little boys' room.
That's a good excuse as well. All right. Harstem, you are going to be playing... Oh, you know what's... He played Miniraser, and now he's got to play Zanster.
Oh, it's a little bit unfortunate, all the fancy players being up there. Let's have a look at the bracket. If we bring that up to take a bit of a closer look here.
Let's press refresh.
Okay, so let's have a look at the top of it. Protoss has not played that game yet. Okay, round of 32 this is, not from the very, very beginning.
Yeah.
Soke's knocked out by Weak.
Yeah, as I say, man, he's got really good PvP. He keeps competing in the Go for SC2 finals and almost always getting to the later stages.
Unfortunately, Rhett there knocked out by Zanster. Jackchi, of course, cruising through. Strelok, unfortunately, not making it through. I was actually looking forward to watching his games today. Crass versus Moral will be a nice TVT there. Revenge versus Elfie, a nice game there as well. But down we have Patience cruising through. Patience versus Goody. Could be a possible game there.
I can't bother showing who he's going to be because I have to click on this other stuff.
Coming down, Kane versus Minimath or somebody. Happy Zerg versus Teffel going on. And is that it? We got a little bit more down there?
No, that's it.
Okay,
that's the whole bracket.
Yeah, decent little bracket there.
Doing all right.
Of course, we're getting closer and closer towards the quarterfinals, which is the most important games. As you can see on the bracket, it actually goes all the way to the final, but the only quarterfinals will be played. So in the middle column there will be where we'll stop. There's 4 players that reach the semi-finals will be qualified to stage 2. Plays out tomorrow.
All right.
Same time, same place.
Well, it's going to be good. Top 16 from Europe challenging for 3 spots as Hero Marine has already advanced on from qualifying from the EPS onto the Intel Extreme Masters Cologne. But for now, guys, we are going to go to a few minutes break. And then when we're back, we're going to have more fantastic StarCraft action here from the European qualifiers.